think a lot of people are recognizing that in this status quo right now, that the common person is being disregarded.
If we're not talking to each other, if we're not finding the common ground in a peaceful way, everybody loses.
We're about it being introspective people and evolving together.
Because at the root, if we can recenter people in community, these problems aren't that complex to solve.
It's in finding that courage that you see that your little action goes such a long way to show others that we're human beings.
Every single person matters on this planet.
We absolutely have the right to speak about what's happening in this country.
And this is RadioActive. This is the Friday punk rock farmer version of RadioActive.
Woo-hoo.
Laura Jones in the studio.
Oh my gosh. It is starting to turn. I can feel it, especially at night. Can't you? That summer is going to come to a close here.
About a week ago, there was some very cool mornings, and then it got last night was 85
Was
still.
it?
Yeah. At the end of in the evening, early evening. But yes, I can feel it too. We can only pray.
And this is the time of year when all the harvest starts to just pour on for a couple of weeks.
I mean, big time, really, for the rest of it and all the way on out.
All right, so Aldine, on the show, we're talking pumpkins. What kind of pumpkins?
Giant pumpkins. I mean, the biggest ones. We've had some over 2,100 pounds here in Utah.
Some record setters, I believe, and
yes,
including some grown by one of our guests tonight.
Yes, Clint Nash is with us, and he is the head now of the Utah Giant Pumpkin Growers Association.
Yeah.
And
he made a big ask, and he's going to tell us all about it because it's happening in the new year.
Yes, it's really good stuff coming. I mean, we've always enjoyed this because of the community that surrounds it, and they're so gung-ho. I mean, what's cooler than a giant pumpkin?
I know, right? We're also going to hear from Mark Anderson Seed and Garden up in Logan, which helps put together, I think they're the instigator of the Logan Pumpkin Festival, Great Pumpkin Festival on historic Main Street. In late September, so stick around for that. I'm kind of curious how many pumpkin heads they have up there because they hold a lot of workshops. They have the seeds, all of that stuff. Okay, what else? We've got Skywatcher Leo T, and we've got some homegrown rallies and protests. Tomper, the band, after we talk to our first homegrown rally. And joining us from Utah Valley, Springville, I believe, we have Caroline. Hey, Caroline, how are you?
I'm doing really well, thanks.
We appreciate you calling in because I saw your Google Voice thing just a little bit too late, but I so love that you used that. Tell me about your group and what you're planning to do tomorrow.
Yeah, so I'm with Utah County Indivisible, and we have organized a rally in Provo at Provo City Hall. That's at 9 a.m. We want to get out before it gets real hot, and it'll be done by 11. This is in solidarity with protests that should be going on all across the nation, starting in Texas. The kind of the instigators of this particular day of action are in Austin, Texas.
It's also, understand, called Fight the Trump Takeover, and I understand a judge kind of brushed them back there in D.C., but still, that's happening 9 to 11 a.m., and you're at Provo City Hall, right?
Yes, it'll be right across the street from the Provo Farmers Market.
And, there you go.
Yeah, the Provo police have been really kind to us at every protest we've been at. They've been real understanding and very helpful. They've asked us to stay across the street from the farmers market so that they have plenty of space, but that's where the shade is, so that's where we're going to be.
You can get your tomatoes, which, could be interesting if y'all decide to throw some, but I'm not suggesting that by any stretch, Caroline. But,
no, I think we're avoiding that kind of behavior for sure.
Well, talk to me about your group down there in Utah County. We're so used to the folks up here in Salt Lake or folks coming to Salt Lake, but Ogden, Logan, Utah County, St. George are getting chapters of Indivisible and other groups.
Yeah, so the Utah County Indivisible chapter only started this year.
Wow.
There was, there are protests happening, and the good people with us realized that we didn't have a chapter nearby to organize protests, and they've really been behind all the Utah County protests that we've had, and we've had a few really great ones. They have a monthly meeting, usually at the American Fork Library, but in September, we're going to meet at a park. We're going to paint some rocks that with cute little messages that people can draw up in local parks or along trails. It's really a family-friendly, very wholesome kind of movement where we're all just kind of working together with good attitudes, trying to keep up each other's spirits and plan to work with people across the country to advocate for change here in Utah County.
That's awesome. So work with people across the country. How about work with people across Utah County? How are folks reacting to this chapter, this news chapter down there?
You know, at the No Kings protest, we had 4,500 people in Provo. Wow. It was so full.
Wow.
Like
Provo.
the sidewalks were packed, standing room only, and it was great. I brought my 2-year-old. She had a blast. And we really haven't seen a lot of counter protest. You know, every once in a while we'll get somebody who honks at us angrily or who gives us a crude gesture, but really we have a lot more people cheering for us from their cars and waving to us than we have negative reactions. It's been really cool. Lots of students coming out from our local universities. I see people of all walks of life, people of all different age groups, families with young children and teenagers getting involved. People are handing out friendship bracelets that say liberty and due process. And it's just been a really great time. We play music and we dance, and I love the community aspect, and it really makes me feel like I'm not in this alone.
Yeah. All right, so this is tomorrow, and it's kind of a nationwide rally. I don't know if all states are participating, but I heard upwards of 30. There's groups in upwards of 30 states. Fight the Takeover is kind of broadly what it's called. What's your message tomorrow? What is your group going to focus on?
So we're standing in solidarity against gerrymandering, specifically at this particular protest, but we encourage people to come with a diverse group of signs and messages and feelings about it. I was actually at a meeting listening to a couple of our legislators just this week where they talked about the possibility of redistricting here in Utah as well to gain more seats for their party. And
they already have all the seats. What are they talking about?
Well, it's because people have moved in, right? And so they said we could get another seat in the House if we wanted to. And redistricting could make that maybe less fair. We've talked a lot about redistricting in general because the maps that we have aren't the best, and there's an independent commission working on trying to fix that, but it's hit a lot of roadblocks. So this is, while it's currently really scary for a lot of people in Texas, it is a very necessary issue here in Utah as well.
How did the crowd react to lawmakers saying we should redistrict and make sure it's still safe for us?
I think that it was a pretty small group, and it was a hand-picked friendly audience.
I see.
So people were cool with it. I was nervous. My husband was nervous, but I think that they got a pretty positive response on that, actually.
All right. Well, thanks for coming up on Zoom with us from Utah County. Caroline, how can folks find out more information? You got some socials you want to shout out for your chapter?
Yes. So we're on Facebook as Utah County Indivisible. We're also on Instagram and, the places you'd look. You can find information about this rally at mobilize.us, or you can Google Utah County protest August 16th and it'll come up, but that's at 9 a.m. tomorrow. But you'll find us on the socials if you search Utah County Indivisible.
Well, now that we've connected, we'll be looking forward to having you back, Caroline.
Thank you so much.
Hey, you're welcome.
Have a lovely night.
You take care. Have a great rally tomorrow. So, Aldine, there we go. It's our first homegrown rally/protest. Let's go across the hall where Sullivan Petchampang and Valine MC have been setting up Tomper, which I believe we're live streaming. I need to get a thumbs up from Val on that. I got a thumbs up. So if you go to our YouTube channel and hit that live button, I'm not sure if it's synced yet. This is new for us, folks. And so we're just taking baby steps, Al.
Gotta like it. So, Tomper, how long have you guys been together as a band?
Since 2022.
2022. Do you want to introduce everybody for us?
Absolutely. I'm Tom.
Hey, Tom.
Hi, guys. Good to see y'all. This is my partner, Piper.
I'm the other half of Tomper.
Yeah, Tom and Piper.
That's
Tomper.
right. Are you a couple officially?
Yes, we are married.
We're married.
How long have you been married versus how long have you had the band?
Almost 6 years, I think.
Mm-hmm. in the band since 2022, so do the math.
There you go.
Yeah,
So,
and sorry, go ahead.
No, go. It looks like the first song is called Without You.
Yeah.
You want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, I mean, we both really like being together, but sometimes we realize we got to be apart for a little bit to learn some lessons and to cool down when things get heated up and to properly communicate. So this song's kind of about I don't know, the mental processing behind distancing and then coming back together and I don't know, learning what you want from your relationship and what you can give.
And
Very good.
there is a poem in the song that my dad wrote for us.
Oh,
so.
that's awesome. Okay, let's do this.
This one is Without You. This is Tomper, fresh and homegrown, right here on KRCL 90.9 FM.
You know, the other day, I just had to get away. I took a walk, a long walk. No dog, no kid, and no you.
Walking into my lane without you. Taking my sweet time, you know how I do. When you finally land, baby, just take my hand. And tomorrow
Everything I saw and felt had me wanting nothing but to turn around and be with my dog, my kid, and you.
drifting into a dream about you. Watching our whole lives all the way through. And when we finally land, baby, just take my hand. And tomorrow we're free.
It's One Sky, Many Cultures. Skywatcher Leo T here. I hope you had the opportunity to see Venus and Jupiter shine in conjunction. You still can. They're very close in the east during early dawn Tuesday morning, the 12th. That's the closest they got, just really close. They're still close and fun to watch for a few days. That's Jupiter on the top. Always lots to look up in the skies as we do our rain dance to quench the earth and put out these fires and throw a little good energy to astronaut James Lovell, who died August 7th at 97, naval aviator, test pilot, mechanical engineer, and astronaut. Captain Lovell was known for his humor and wit as well as calm, friendly demeanor as he navigated through some pretty sticky situations. In 1968, as command pilot of Apollo 8, he, along with Frank Borman, the commander of the flight, and William Anders, became the first three astronauts to fly to and orbit the moon. He then commanded the Apollo 13, famously, that mission to the moon in 1970. His first flight into space was with Frank Borman, launched aboard Gemini 7 in December of 1965. Gemini 6 with astronauts Wally Schirra and Tom Stafford aboard were scheduled to launch before, but problems kept them from launching until after Gemini 7. However, when they did, the two Gemini capsules maneuvered and eventually rendezvoused, a major development in traveling to the moon and how to make some space stations work. Then almost a year later, Lovell and Buzz Aldrin lifted off aboard Gemini 12 spacecraft atop a Titan II rocket on November 11, 1966. This trip complemented another difficult rendezvous and successful spacewalk, or extravehicular activity, that is. See a photo of the docked spacecraft orbiting south of Japan in range of the tracking ship Coastal Sentry Quebec and many others on the Skywatcher Facebook page. Next was Apollo, with 3 astronauts on board, and after the loss of Apollo 1 due to capsule fire and the death of 3 astronauts, a few months to stop and re-examine mistakes, make improvements, and perhaps grieve, the momentum started up again with flights in Earth's orbit to test the new Saturn V rockets and the new command module and the moon lander, which was still in development, by the way. By the time Apollo 8 came along, scheduled to test more hardware in Earth's orbit, but the USSR looked like they might take the lead and launch to the moon first, so NASA and the astronauts took a great risk and decided to go all the way to the moon. They did, and they went into orbit. A huge jump that much of humanity celebrated. On Christmas Eve, December 24th, 1968, the crew read from Genesis as they orbited the moon with live television feed of the golden moon passing under and reading the peaceful message that celebrated the Earth, the moon, and creation. Most magical to this 9-year-old boy on that Christmas Eve when I got 2001: A Space Odyssey for Christmas for my aunt and uncle, and for millions of others around the world that were watching.
We are now approaching lunar sunrise, and for all the people back on Earth, the crew of Apollo 8 has a message that we would like to send to you. And from the crew of Apollo 8, we close with good night, good luck, a Merry Christmas, and God bless all of you on the good Earth.
So keep exploring, love your neighbor, look up, look around, and get just a little bit lost in space. Skywatcher Leo T.
Leo T. Check tonight's show notes for a link to his Facebook page if you'd like to communicate with that veteran journalist who creates Many Cultures, One Sky for us on Fridays. I'm Laura Jones in studio with Aldine Careseals, punk rock farmer. We got some rallies, some homegrown rallies to talk about, but I also want to mention the State Fair. And I've got it in rallies and resources, actually, folks, at the krcl.org page. Go to the RadioActive tab, click on rallies and resources, and I think I broke it down. Yeah. So September 4th to the 14th is the fair. But if you're entering stuff, get on the website now, and you'll find out what your category is, whether it's cookies or quilts or produce. And giant pumpkins, you're going to want to bring those down on the 3rd, I believe. And the way off is on the 4th. But they have all sorts of other things you can enter into the fair. And Al, you've judged a couple of those and put in some stuff.
We've had some fun judging at the fair the last couple of years, and we'll be there again this year.
Yeah. Well, we talked about what's going on tomorrow in Utah County with Utah County Indivisible, and from Salt Lake Indivisible, we have Jamie Carter. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And Peter Newman is back, Utah Overpass Action. How are you?
Doing well. Thanks for having us back.
Remind folks about your engagement, because not everybody's ready to go on the street in a certain way, and you've put a twist on that.
Yeah, it's true. Everybody has different styles when it comes to civic engagement and the way they might or might not want to take part in a rally or a protest. So I represent a group called Utah Overpass Action. We're a grassroots community advocacy organization made up of Utah volunteers. And we're sort of unique in that our method of protest is to display large signs on freeway overpasses throughout the state, specifically to promote democracy, the rule of law, and equality.
Mm-hmm. What I've seen are the cups, Cindy, will you go to prom with me? It's not that long. It's got to be much shorter. But y'all have signs and drones.
It's true. We haven't used drones too frequently. Just we want to be careful to be legal with drone use, particularly around roads.
I did not imply
No, that's
anything.
Okay. But
Allegedly,
we do in fact use large signs made up of individual letters, such that we can customize our message on a given day.
Okay.
So we get out there on the overpass, put our signs up, smile and wave to the cars, try to engage folks on the road.
Yeah, so you've got one going on tomorrow.
We do, yeah. Tomorrow, so Saturday, August 16th at about 10 a.m. Here in Salt Lake City is our next Overpass messaging event. We're particularly excited about this one because it's part of a larger national visibility campaign in which several hundred local overpass groups across 40 states are taking part.
Oh, that's fantastic. What's the message?
Yeah, so the message is being billed as #BeBraveDay, and what that means is encouraging concerned Americans from all walks of life to engage in peaceful civic action to protest the overreach and abuses of the current presidential administration. So our messages tomorrow will say something to the effect of, "Be brave with us, and we'll stand with you," and also liberty and justice for all, with all emphasized.
I love that. So how do you all decide on the message? I mean, I get that there's this coordination across the country, but within the chapter, is there some sort of consensus that you arrive at?
We sure try to arrive at consensus. Of
it's
course,
not quite jazz hands, right? Like
no,
Occupy.
no.
Okay.
Of course, there's a lot of strong feelings about different messages, different causes, but we try to take a pretty participatory leadership approach. Meaning we have a sort of a internal group chat running and just throw out ideas, and usually end up going with whatever the greatest number of folks are supportive of.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Al, I love this option for folks that, don't necessarily want to march in the streets.
Right.
But maybe want to wave a sign over an overpass. I did see on the TikTok, I don't know if it was a protest here, but it was definitely somewhere it was an Overpass Action. And someone who didn't like it came along and started ripping down. So was it Iowa? There you go. Jamie knows.
Yep.
Jamie knows. So how do you deal with security or folks that want to come and wave a banner that's not part of the group?
Yeah, it's a great question, and I'm glad you ask because safety and security of volunteers and motorists is Utah Overpass Action's highest priority. So to that end, we carefully vet the safety of each overpass location in advance, selecting only those that are protected from traffic and other environmental hazards. We also have a long set of safety protocols in place and event rules that our volunteers follow. And our approach to dealing with folks who are less than happy with our message is simply de-escalation or non-engagement altogether. And thankfully, we haven't had too much issue aside from some folks on the road giving us the one finger salute, as we like to say.
I say, thank you very much,
Exactly.
sir.
We smile and wave regardless.
I give them the two finger because I'm from the 80s, right, Al?
Right.
Okay, so we're not actually going to say where this is, folks, because it's not about people coming to it. It's about people seeing it as they pass by, right?
Yeah, it's really about both. We welcome folks to join us and would love to turn out as many people as we can. Just for sort of for safety reasons, we're a little bit careful about where and how we advertise the details of our protests in advance. But that being said, anyone who's interested in joining tomorrow's protest or future protests with Utah Overpass Action can check us out on our site, utahoverpassaction.com. They can follow us on Instagram, Threads, or Blue Sky at the handle @Utah Overpass Action, or email us directly at utahoverpassaction@gmail.com.
It's so interesting, Al, because when you and I were younger and in the streets, we had to make flyers and post for weeks ahead of time, right?
Yes.
And now social media makes it a little easier to find your tribe, so to speak, right, Peter?
It's really true. Social media, we've found, magnifies the reach of every protest that we do. So to date, we've roughly calculated that we've reached about 650,000 people with our direct messaging as well as media coverage. However, some of our social media posts that have gone viral have reached an additional 2.5 million people, which just would be almost impossible to do before the age of social media.
Gone viral, so folks outside of Utah going, what's going on in Utah? Red
Absolutely.
Utah, right?
Yep, we were on the front page of Reddit and got comments from all over the country and internationally even.
There
so
you go.
Pretty cool.
So, Jamie Carter, Salt Lake Indivisible, you've long been involved in politics. Pull that mic a little closer, would you? And any comment on that about social media and the tools to get organized?
Social media is the way to go. In fact, we're doing the Fight the Trump takeover tomorrow.
Yes.
It was actually, we organized it yesterday because of demand on social media, posted it on social media. We have over 250 signups in 24 hours.
So this is happening tomorrow. Provo's is in the morning.
Yep. Ours is at night. We didn't want to interfere with Overpass Action. And so 5 to 6 at the Federal Building.
Okay. That's downtown, First South and State Street,
Yep,
folks.
125 South State.
What's the message for your group?
You know, people ask why you should care about democracy. Without democracy, you have no say in any other issue you care about, whether it's climate, it's healthcare, it's gun control. Without voting, we have no control over any other issue.
And as Caroline was saying earlier out of Springville, Utah County, the issue on this Fight the Takeover is really about what Texas did. Of course, the Democrats fled.
Yes.
And they had to close the session, but Governor Abbott's like, I'm opening another one. So this is not going to go away about redistricting.
They went back on 2 conditions. One, that they closed yesterday's session. Number 2 condition was that California release new maps to counter it. And that was done today. That is going on the ballot in November.
Regardless. And
California will now take between 5 and 9 seats from the Republicans.
They're pushing ahead.
Yes.
They're calling Texas's and Trump's bluff.
Yes. And New Jersey and New York are expected to follow, along with Illinois.
Interesting, Al. What do you think? This digital age versus the zine age of our youth.
I mean, looks like we've joined the future. It's wonderful.
All right, so there is also a People's Town Hall next week. Tell us about this that's come together.
Well, as we know, Congress and Senate are in recess. Our representatives have not been meeting with us. There is a little virtual town hall that John Curtis is doing, but nobody is going to be able to ask questions.
Yeah.
So we decided to do our own.
Okay.
And so we have 4 elected Democrats coming to the town hall. We have Jennifer Daley Provost, Grant Miller, Senator Nate Bluen, and if she's listening, I apologize. I mean, Hoang Nijin.
Oh, Win.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, that is.
Yeah.
And then we
Han
also
Win.
have the vice chair of the Utah Democratic Party, Susan Merrill, joining.
All right, so there you go. What are you going to talk about? It's all Democrats. Are you just going to kumbaya it?
No, this is meant for people to ask questions.
Okay.
So if somebody wants to ask a question, we're going to basically draw their name out of a hat and let people ask whatever they want.
So you're not looking just for a Democrat audience?
Nope. We invited every member of our federal delegation.
Yeah. Anybody respond?
John Curtis responded and said he's booked through the end of the year. Good luck.
Good luck with that, Utah. I'm booked through the end of the year.
So
give me a break, right, Al?
All the way.
Yep. I also invited several local elected Republicans. I heard nothing. So
interesting. Well, there's a lot of controversy going on in the national conversation, but also locally with President of the Senate and the controversy around the law he helped get passed and helped one of his close family members. Folks, you can Google that or go to Brian Schatz's reporting. But yeah, just being able to ask questions in an open forum is incredibly important to democracy.
It is. And when I've been posting about this event, I have had people comment from all over the state of Utah going, can you do one here? They're like, we don't care who comes to talk to us. We just want somebody to listen to us.
Oh my gosh. Are you going to stream any of this? Like the especially the one that's happening on the 18th. That's Monday night, 7 p.m. downtown Salt Lake
I have
City
had a
Library.
lot of requests, and so I am going to look into that.
Figure it out? Awesome.
I'll figure it out. Even if I just have to set up a Zoom.
There you go.
And do it that way.
All right. So how can folks get more info about tomorrow's action with Salt Lake Indivisible and Mondays?
Mondays is it's at the Democrats.org on their page, but it's the Salt Lake City Library from 7 to 8:30. there is a 300-person capacity.
Yeah.
So
get there early.
Get there early, because I think it's going to fill up very fast.
And then tomorrow, Fight the Trump Takeover Rally, 5 p.m. Federal Building, downtown Salt Lake. And your time again for the Utah Overpass Action?
Yeah, that'll be.
Oh, sorry, hold on. There you go.
That'll be at 10 a.m. tomorrow.
And folks can find out more on your socials, which is?
At Utah Overpass Action.
And your socials?
Salt Lake Indivisible.
Hey, thank you so much for coming in. It's good to see you both.
You too.
Thank you, Larry.
What other thing, if you don't want to come out, you don't feel comfortable, call your reps.
Your reps.
It does make a difference.
Call your state reps, call your city council, call your mayor,
call
everybody.
Whoever. Flood their phones.
I love it. Thank you so much. Going back across the hall, and Tomper is in studio, our homegrown band tonight. Hey, Tom and Piper, we moved on before you introduced the rest of the band.
Yeah, thank you for acknowledging that. I have Joseph on bass.
Hey, Joseph.
And Robert on drums.
Robert on drums. So you got some gigs coming up, I understand, especially an interesting one on September 5th. A little small one.
Yeah.
Playing Twilight, opening for, let's see, Ginger Root Japanese Breakfast.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
Oh, yeah.
Beyond excited. We're speechless.
I can tell. What do we got, Al?
This one looks like Call In. This is
Tomper.
Tomper, fresh and homegrown right here on KRCL 90.9 FM.
Calling, I'm waiting by my phone. But if you don't call back, that's alright. But if you couldn't reach me, leave a message right after the tone. Calling, replacing memories from within. But if you don't ring in, that's all right. Couldn't reach me, leave a message right after the
KRCL highlights local nonprofits like Camping in Color, which aims to eliminate barriers by providing Black youth and their families with opportunities to connect with nature, build community, and foster belonging and inclusion. Information at Instagram at Camping in Color, SLC.
More than 45 years ago, the very first song ever played on KRCL was Pete Seeger's We Shall Overcome, and that message still rings true today. The U.S. Senate just cut $1 billion in funding for public media, with KRCL set to lose about $140,000 a year, or about 10% of our budget. That's a big hit, but we've been through storms before, and we've always had our listeners to lean on. Help us keep independent radio alive and make a donation now at krcl.org.
And thank you, folks. Yeah, it's getting a little rough to fund community radio, so we really appreciate your support. And you can find more details at KRCL, where you can listen to the last 2 weeks of any show on demand. Why do we have that? Because you've made it possible. 7 o'clock, Circus Brown and Not a Sideshow. Friday Night Fallout with Keith at 10. And then Liquid Rhythms with Ken Barola at midnight. Peter Orum's Random Shuffle at 5 a.m. Saturday Breakfast Jam with Shanna Lee, 7 a.m. And the Saturday Sagebrush Serenade with John Florence at 10. All right, Aldine, it's time to talk Giant Pumpkins.
Giant Pumpkins. Clint Nash is with us, and also Mark Anderson from Anderson Seed up in Logan at Seed and Garden. Thanks for zooming in, and thanks for coming in, Clint. So you've been at this, you've been the president. Is it your second year now?
Yeah, a little over 2 years now, about 2.5 years.
A little over 2 years.
Clint's a pro now.
And we've had a lot of fun with this community, and being down at the Hee Haw Farm, we did some drops down there and some way offs.
Yeah.
And now you guys you're moving uptown. You're moving up into the city. You did Gateway last year. What's in store for this year?
Yeah, so we have a bunch of fun stuff coming up again, and all of our events are just gaining a lot of momentum, so it's just great. I mean, yeah, so the one at the Gateway, it's the only one that I really know of in the world that is held at a city that size, like Salt Lake.
Very
Most
good.
are in a little bit smaller towns, that kind of things. We're kind of bringing the farm to the city a little bit with that one. And we do kind of a crazy Halloween.
That's the zombie walk and everything.
Yeah, the zombie walk.
What's the date on that? You got to tell.
Logan's not as big as Salt Lake.
Well, the event's bigger, but
the event's bigger.
Yeah. So I do the zombie walk. That's October 11th.
Okay.
That's the last of the three.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we start with the state fair, which is really early for the Giant Pumpkins.
I know. How's that going to work?
So there are some people that just want to pick it and get it weighed, and just a lot of stuff can happen with these.
Sure.
Just over the last couple weeks, I know of 2 people that have had pumpkin split that were measuring around 1,200 pounds.
Oh my gosh! And they can't split, right?
Yeah, if they're split, they're done for the. So and some people grow a third pumpkin. Some people feel like maybe their plant's not looking good, and they want to do it early.
There's all kinds of little quirky events that go along with this too. There's a regatta.
Yeah.
Where people get in them and float across the pond out in daybreak, right?
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. If a pumpkin weighs over about 500 pounds, it can hold an average size adult as a boat. So
you gotta hollow it out. That's a lot of guts.
Yeah, it is a lot of guts. Well, and the walls are so thick. If you've ever seen one of these cut open, the walls can be 8 to 10 inches thick. It's pretty crazy.
It still floats.
And drops and you guys. It's not just the way off; it's everything that goes along with it. Recently, you just had the tour of the plots. How did that go?
Yeah, really good. Well,
no sabotage was committed on the tour.
No, it is pretty. Yeah, I mean, I remember way back, about 20 years ago, there were some people that kind of held info back a little and stuff. And I know it still happens just a little bit, but overall, everyone's pretty good sharing the info and everything. There's the internet, so I mean, stuff gets spread around. But yeah, it was really good. There's a lot of nice pumpkins out there this year.
Okay. How about yours?
It's so hard to grow a big pumpkin. It doesn't matter if you have the secret recipe or not. It's like you can still mess it up and it can still split and deer can eat your pumpkin. I mean, there's just so many factors that go into it.
Have you ever grown a giant pumpkin, Mark?
So my biggest one last year was about 650 pounds, and I'm hoping for 1,000 pounds this year. So I got my fingers crossed.
You're a
I will
pro.
not be coming to the state fair.
You're holed out. Clint, how about yours?
It's doing all right. So yeah, that whole topic of it just feels sometimes like nature does not want these pumpkins to get this
Is
big.
that what happened with you this
You're
year?
just fighting so many different things. So yeah, this year, so I expanded my pumpkin patch from 690 square feet to about 1,000, which should, in theory, give it a better chance of getting bigger.
And this is for one plant.
One plant, and so that filled up about 2.5 weeks ago, and I am actually trimming a couple times a week. I will fill up half a garbage can full of vines,
just
where
cutting it
I'm
back.
actually cutting the tertiary vines back and stuff. So
How's yours doing?
it's doing all right. It's I measured it about, was it 2 or 3 nights ago? It said it was around 950 pounds. So.
How do you measure that?
There is
It's not like you go to the airport and you have that little weigh thing for your, your roll on.
Yeah, they have what's called an OTT chart, so over the top. So they kind of do an X over the top of the pumpkin. Then you'll take those 2 numbers, then you'll measure the circumference, add all of those up, and they've just
kind of get a good
there's
formula.
been people that have researched all the pumpkins taken around the world, and they kind of do an average, and you can guess usually within about 10% of what it weighs.
Pretty good.
That's fantastic. Hey, Mark,
Yes.
we got to talk about September 27th, Center Street Giant Pumpkin Fest up in Logan,
Absolutely.
11 to 8, historic Center Street. You're also showing a bunch of pumpkin movies. So we got the link in the show notes, folks, for you to check it out.
There's a lot going on at the Center Street Giant Pumpkin Festival. So there's tons of activities for kids. This year we have probably 150 vendors that are signed up to come. So it is a giant festival. There's probably last year we had 30 activities for kids. There's free movies. There's free music going on at the new Lob Plaza, which is right there on Center Block. So it's only half a block away. So we've got, let's see. The High Desert Surfers are going to be playing at 11 o'clock, and they do kind of, I'd say Beach Boys type music. They are really good, like amazing musicians. And we've got Erica Cheyenne and the Traveling Hippies at 1 o'clock, and then the Foo Fighters at 3 o'clock. So we got some great bands going. And then after the Way Off is over, we've got the Lonely Hearts Club band. So a lot of great music going on.
Did you say Foo Fighters? I just like
the Foo Fighters.
The
is what they're
Foo
called.
Fighters.
Foo, yep. So
I thought there was like a pop-up going
the
on.
bassist for that group, his name is Afu Latu, and they are the Foo Fighters.
I like it.
Yeah, they are awesome. There's a pie eating contest.
Pumpkin
and so
pie?
Pumpkin pie. You can get in on the pie eating contest. It's sponsored by Lee's Marketplace up here, and it is a blast. It was the first time we did it last year, and we had like categories for kids from like 3 to 7, and then we had like the teen categories, and I mean it was just a blast to watch. So it's an event where you can come and literally spend the entire day there and just see I think we had 30 giant pumpkins there last year.
Wow.
And we broke the Utah state record. So we broke the Utah state record last year, 2,287 pounds. And then we also had someone from Idaho come, and they broke the Idaho state record. Wasn't that like 1,640 pounds, Clint?
It's 1415.
1415.
And
okay.
also the record for the giant squash, which are the green ones from Idaho, is also broken up there in Logan.
Yeah,
very
so
good.
We broke a bunch of records last year, and I'll tell you, if you've never seen a 2,200-pound pumpkin, it is unreal.
Oh my
It's
gosh!
unreal.
What
Yeah,
do
it's so
you
big.
do with them all after you weigh them? And
Everybody takes them and they donate them, or they show them off, or it's whatever each grower decides to do. But we always have 1 or 2 or 3 there at Anderson's on Center Street to show off through October, and it's a lot of fun. People come get their photos taken with it, and they're just blown away by how cool they are. So
very cool. The seeds for those are worth a pretty penny, I've heard.
Yeah.
For the real big ones.
I was gonna say, how much have you spent on one seed before, Clint?
Me, myself, I've only done about 80, but I know people that have spent about... So there's one grower here in Utah. Between the 3 seeds he started this year, he had spent $2,000 total on the 3 seeds.
On 3 seeds.
Oh.
That is an expensive hobby.
That is eccentric for sure.
No one will ever make back the money that they put into it because it just costs so much time and so much effort and so much product. But it is just really fun to do.
Well,
it's very addictive.
That's not what I heard, though. Maybe they will make some money back. I heard that the prize money in Logan is $5,000 this year.
It is. First prize is $5,000, and I don't think that comes close to what it costs to grow.
So tell us a bit about Anderson's Seed and Garden up there in Logan. I understand it's a big family story.
A big family store. My grandmother actually started the store in 1942. Not my grandfather, my grandmother. Grandpa had a dairy, and he was running the dairy. My grandmother worked for the old Cache County Commission, which was kind of like a farmer's co-op. And when they closed up, she bought all their scales and all their equipment. And she's just like, I can do this. I can do it myself. And so she started this business right in the middle of World War II. Here's a woman starting her own business in the ag sector. You know, it's like very unheard of.
Yeah, for sure.
And she was a tough woman, but she knew her stuff and she did a great job. And without her, we wouldn't be where we're at. But we're still located in that same spot right there on Center Street. And we've got an acre. It's greenhouses, nursery, everything. And the store's grown a lot since my wife and I took over. But we couldn't do it without Grandma. And it's a great place to be. I mean, we're centrally located. It's not where people go, there should be a nursery here. I mean, it's really odd for our location, but everybody loves it because we are so centrally located and easy to access. And now we have Center Street, which is so gorgeous there in Logan to do these events on. And it is an awesome place for great big events like this. Last year, we had over 20,000 people come to this event. So it is well attended. There is a lot to do, and there is no other event in the state that's like it.
I understand that you also up there at Anderson do organic seeds. Al and I are big
lots
on
of organics.
So
yeah.
What puts you in that zone? Are farmers up there or gardeners requesting it?
Mostly home gardeners. And so we've got a great selection of organic seeds. We have all the fertilizers and, pest control that's all organic as well, too. So, we use all these products ourselves. In fact, growing my giant pumpkins, I mean, I'm using, biologicals and mycorrhiza and everything to try and boost the soil and get my pumpkins grown. But it works on your tomatoes, too. And it works on your cucumbers, and it makes your potatoes go crazy. And I mean, it's amazing how it builds your soil up. And then when your soil's really, really healthy, it feeds your plants, and your plants just produce.
The new one is there's a guy up in Croydon that has some wool pellets.
Oh yeah. We've used the wool pellets before.
Very good.
Very good. Great stuff. So we work with a company called Green Grow, and not to plug them or anything, but the owner has done research on ancient soils that were cultivated by the natives, and so it's terra preta. And so they've been able to recreate it with biochar and with humate and with kelp. And so they've got some amazing soil amendments that over time, they will just make your soil better and better and better. And all of a sudden your plants are performing like they're supposed to. So some of these soils that they've studied, they are 500 to 1,000 years old, and they're just as fertile as they were 1,000 years ago.
Love it.
Yeah,
really cool
Al's
stuff.
been dipping into the biochar down here,
Yeah,
and others as well. What's the woo woo stuff?
The woo woo stuff is biodynamics,
There you
where
go.
they're making preparations out of all kinds of different things, like stuffing elk bladders with dandelion and equisetum is another root that or plant that has the most nitrogen of any plant. It's believed to be prehistoric from back when there was little wet spots here and there, dinosaur days. This was one of the first plants.
So I got a question for Al too. Since you're the punk rock gardener or farmer, what's your favorite punk rock group?
Oh, I really love GBH. They're great. It's grievous bodily harm, but they have great big hairdos.
There you go.
There was some acronyms that went
Bad
along
Religion
with
was
it.
in town just this summer.
Yes, they were.
Who's your favorite, Mark? Sounds like you're an old child of the
It's
80s.
tough. Yeah, it's like, the Police started out as punk rock, so some of their early stuff is pretty amazing. But I'd probably have to go Clash or Green Day.
Yeah,
so
There you go.
there you go.
tough to beat. But I grew up listening to Black Flag and Dead Kennedys and Sex Pistols.
We
so.
got, I got to play with Black Flag. We played with Black Flag, and we played with the Suicidal Tendencies at the
Very cool.
fairgrounds, and
Very cool.
and
TSOL?
the DKs too.
It's really odd, and I'm going to tell you, my background is just really weird because I started out in music, and then I got into history, and so then I graduated from Utah State with a degree in history, and then I got a master's degree in history. And now I run a business. So, it's like, go figure, go figure. But
wait a minute.
all my training is in music. So it's just like, I love punk and I love classical and I love jazz. And it's just like, I love it all. So
I
think that's
understand that
cool.
you're about to possibly add politics to that mix.
Yeah,
Mark.
I've been playing in city council for the last 6 years, and our mayor's retiring, and so I threw my name in the ring for mayor up here too. So hopefully it doesn't become a conflict with some of these great events that we've been able to create here on Center Street. We'll do our best to keep them separate. So
I was just hoping that we could expand about 3 more blocks once you were
Yeah.
You know what? We're
Up
working
there.
we're working on First North for next year. So.
Awesome.
So tens of thousands of people that show up for the Great Pumpkin Festival in Logan at the September 27th. And then let's talk about the fair one more time, the state fair, because there's certain days you drop off to enter. Do you need to go online first, or can you just show up on drop-off day, Clint?
You can just show up. Yeah, so they're going to take the pumpkins on the 3rd, which is the day before the fair starts. There'll be setup going on and everything. There'll be some people there. You just go to the agricultural building, and they'll get you in touch with the people that can unload that for you.
Yeah, just tell them when you try to drive in, hey, I'm here to enter my large, whatever it is.
Yep.
And they'll tell you where to go. They won't make you pay for the parking. Don't pay for the parking.
Yeah. Yeah. So the fair opens the 4th. The 7th is going to be the actual way off. So
okay, great. We expect you to come back with some tales.
You have a couple of other things up your sleeve too, Clint. Some there may be a drop right here in the city that's trying to be planned.
yeah. So there's so many possibilities with these pumpkins. Like, we love our friends up Cache Valley. It's so fun to have Mark here and stuff. That event, how it's just grown, all the stuff that goes, just a classic fall family festival. We love it so much. And just, all these different, all 3 of these are just so different. And then next year we have the international group coming, the Great Pumpkin Commonwealth. They're coming in. They are coming in early March. We're just excited. We put in a bid for that event to come here. It was in Belgium last year. It was in Green Bay, Wisconsin this year. It's going to be right here in Salt Lake City next year. So
awesome.
We are hoping to save a couple of these pumpkins over winter. If anyone has any giant refrigerated space, by the way, and one,
you go.
But we're going to try to store a couple of these giants. And we would love to drop one somewhere in downtown Salt Lake.
Oh my gosh!
And then have
amazing.
another car. But it'd be fun in March.
Get the fire department.
I actually know somebody, Clint.
Oh,
it's
do
probably
you?
about $50 a month to put a pallet.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, that'd be worth it.
That's not that expensive.
That's not that bad at all. I'll have to talk to you more about that then.
There you go.
I think I got a spot for you.
Awesome.
Hey, the best part about coming to Cache Valley is, one, it's gorgeous up here.
Oh yeah,
It's beautiful.
Autumn in Logan
really
is
is.
great.
Center Street, you won't believe the flowers all over Center Street, and then we decorate it, and so it's decorated for fall with pumpkins and corn stalks and straw bales everywhere. It is honestly a full day experience just to come up and hang out at the Center Street Giant Pumpkin Festival.
Where can folks find out more, Mark?
So if you want to find out more information, you can go to centerstreetgiant.com. So it's really easy to find, centerstreetgiant.com. The schedule of events is right there. We've got pictures from years past. And as we get closer to the event, there'll be more information on where to park and how to get there and what time to show up. And we try and give everybody as much information as possible so you get there and you just hit the ground running.
That's awesome. And Clint, where can people learn more about all the stuff you're doing with the Utah Giant Growers?
Yeah, go to utahpumpkingrowers.com. And we try to keep stuff updated too, so you can find. We try to keep a link to the Center Street, festival up there in Logan, and the others also. So you can get to those from there. Also, we also have a Facebook group, Utah Giant Pumpkin Growers, and also Instagram. And these events also. So Center Street has an Instagram page, also the Giant Pumpkin Palooza at Gateway, so you can, a lot of places to find it.
I will put as many links in the show notes as possible.
One more quick thing, Clint, you usually grow some other large vegetables or maybe a sunflower. Tell me what happened to your sunflower.
Last night
Tell
was
everybody.
devastation for me.
What happened? Wind?
So, I am trying to, I tried tomatoes and gourds and all these other giant, vegetables and other things. I had a sunflower growing. The state record here in Utah is right around 18 feet.
Ooh.
I mean, second place is just over 15, just to give you an idea of what we had in the past. I had one that was measuring about 20 feet tall.
Can you support it?
Well, that was the thing. I built up just out of like a dream, like, could I ever get one to 20 feet? So I had I had something up there, but I needed to get up there to tie it to the post.
Uh-huh.
And my trellis is about 11 feet tall that it's next to. I had the ladder extended as max as I could. It was definitely not safe what I was doing, but I was up there on
OSHA, not approved.
Yeah, it was not approved. Oh, yeah, and anyways, I was up there. I kind of lost balance as I was way up there at the top, and I snapped the top off of it.
You snapped it. Oh.
So it is gone.
Oh.
Even where I snapped it, it might still be the state record, but I don't know. I got to find out if it without a sunflower, if it still counts or not. But yeah, it was fun. It was still growing. I was so excited to see where it would have maxed out at. But
well, thank you so much, Clint. Thank you so much, Mark. We look forward to the fall because of the giant pumpkins. And I want to say thank you to Sullivan, Pechenpang, and Val MC for the sound and the video. Folks, we can live stream the bands now. And Tomper has been our band. I'm not sure if we can squeeze in two, but let's get in one more. And don't forget, folks, they're opening for Japanese Breakfast September 5th, Twilight at Tomper Band, EP Fresh Air. What are we going to end with, Al?
This is Magnet. This is Tomper Fresh and Homegrown right here on KRCL 90.9 FM.
To each their own, just like